rule that that can't happen anymore because too many people were waiting until really late in the day as making that their post-squad meal. Is that what we decided? Yeah. So we want this to be like a totally separate thing. Like get a focused recovery meal, and it doesn't have to be big, but it has to be immediate, right after your training session. And if you're not doing CrossFit and you're in the room, but you're doing some other type of exercise, talk to me about what the most appropriate thing is for you. But for CrossFitting and for this high intensity thing that we're doing, I want that to be a very specific, easily digestible, quick thing. And then within about an hour to 90 minutes, you should be having one of these meals or snacks that you would normally have throughout your day.
So like if I work out early in the morning and I'm driving to work, I drink my recovery drink, and then when I get to work, maybe a half an hour later, have breakfast.
Yeah. And then you're gonna, you might be thinking, wow, I'm eating so much. That seems like a lot. Well, right after training, you want to bombard your body with nutrients that are quality, because all that is going to go towards the healthiest tissue that you want to maintain, and that is your lean tissue. So if you have more questions about that, please come and talk to me. I could talk about this for too long. Victoria?
I have a question about, you have a timeline in terms of when you have to have breakfast and how
Correct.
to have breakfast. Is there a cutoff for dinner?
Cutoff for dinner? No, that's a great concept. I'll think about that next.
I have a problem.
Yeah. Talk about that later. Okay, so that covers meals, all right? The rest of it's going to go pretty quickly, guys. Protein, fat, carb is like, the mantra of the challenge. Okay, it's coming down. Cover movement very fast. 4 sessions a week. Okay? 5 points each. If you do 0 movement all week, no exercise, it's minus 10 points. Anybody here going to not do that?
That could be any kind of exercise?
I'm going to say yes. It's got to be a 30-minute session. We're aiming for measurable, intensive, or focused, challenging training. But because we're going to have people that are participating in this that aren't doing CrossFit or aren't here at the gym with us, then we want to encourage people to participate and to focus on just getting 30 minutes of movement 4 times a week at a minimum. All right? If you want guidance on what that looks like and you don't know, that's what we're here for too. Okay?
Why do you limit it to only getting credit for 4?
Because we have people that, again, this came down to points. We had like unlimited numbers, and then people that were 2 times a week, and they're like, I can't get my 25 points like so-and-so's getting. It's not fair because I only come twice a week. So we said, okay, we'll take 4. If you come twice a week, you got to do 2 workouts on your own. We've got out-of-town workouts that we post on the blog every single day. Right? It was just, I encourage you guys to train more if you guys want to, and your lifestyle supports it, right? But we're just going to do credit for it. Okay? Also, 20 points a week from working out, relative to like 120 points from food a week. What's more important? Yeah, nutrition is under this part on the pyramid. That was like the cheat sheet. All right. Okay, that's it for the movement.
What about points for mobility?
That's getting into the lifestyle piece, okay? Thanks for jumping into that, though. It's a good segue. So this is lifestyle is going to be like this catch-all for all these other things that we do in the other hours of our day to help support, the fitness, the health, the stuff that we already talked about. All right, so sleep is one key thing, probably the most important and most point-dependent part of the lifestyle. 8 hours is what we're aiming for at a minimum. You get 3 points for that. Okay? If you get less than 8, but you get more than 7, you're getting 2 points. And then if you get anything less, that's the little alligator sign like that, you get 0. Right? So less than 7 hours is no points.
Marcus, I'm going to have to pay off my kids.
There you go.
Goodness.
We'll we work with that.
When I eat healthy, I don't sleep long.
When you eat healthy, I don't sleep. How long were you eating healthy for? Was it in this window, and have we not come out the other side of it
Yes.
potentially?
Yes.
Yeah, so in this window, like I said, you're going to feel a dip. Man, I'm really struggling. And so we've got to ride that out, okay? Sleep hygiene is like a profession. Like people coach this stuff and they dedicate their entire lives to like studying it and researching how do we get to sleep better. And what we've come up with and what people have come up with is that really don't know anything about sleep other than if you don't do it, you're going to like die. So it's important. It's important. It's super important. We can kind of like aim at like what's an optimal amount of time, but each of you is going to be different. But what I know is that people that say, I function great on 5 hours of sleep, you're lying to yourself, and you haven't experienced what it's like to be sleeping a lot and actually living healthy and how much more productive you can be. Okay, so there's varying levels there. All right?
Do naps count?
Naps. So this was, I don't think we even have this in the system anymore, but at one point, we had like a rule, like if you could get 7 hours, but like you did 4 at night and then 3 hours of napping, like you just like added them together, you get 1 point. But I want you guys at least trying to dedicate this much time. And if you're not getting it, the naps are absolutely important and critical, but it's not really in the system, I don't believe.
So this is about allocating 8 hours. So if you allocate 8 hours but only sleep for 6, you still get 3 points?
If you still try.
If you try.
Correct, yes. Do you guys hear that, the difference? I tried. I really tried. I didn't just, go and start a movie at 8 o'clock and sit in my bed and call that sleep. Like, I turned the movie off at 8 o'clock and I woke up at 4. Okay, or the alarm went off at 4. Whatever happened in between there, as long as you were giving it an effort, right? Remember, sleep's going to improve. Your ability to pass out is going to improve by doing this. Maybe you struggle at the beginning. I tried to get to bed at 8, and I tried to make it, right? But I was just kind of restless. Okay, well, you and your coach and the people that are doing this with you are going to kind of help work you through that and get better at it. But you got to start somewhere. You got to actually give yourself a chance. And if you don't give yourself a chance, then you shouldn't get the points. But if you go 8 hours, I set it aside, and I only got 6, you're doing the right thing. Okay? So sleep is 1. Mobility. Are you taking care of your body in some other way than going to the gym and pounding it with hard, high-intensity exercise? Are you doing do you have a stretching or some type of practice where you roll on the foam roller in the evening, you do a stretch 10 minutes, 15 minutes after class, you do some restorative work on your body. Maybe you go get a massage, maybe you do some yoga, anything like that. All that's going to be kind of categorized as mobility, and you get a point every day that you do that, right? So just make it a habit, right? 10 minutes before dinner, I do this stretch. Or 10 minutes after class, I always make sure that I go and I, roll on the lacrosse ball. If it's mobility that you did inside of the class as a coach was putting you through it, that doesn't count. We'll just say that was part of your exercise and movement. After mobility is fish oil. Okay? I don't know why this is in the lifestyle piece, but it's definitely important for your lifestyle. Taking, what?
Sorry, I'll let
Oh,
James
okay.
hear what you're saying.
Oh, not James. Taking fish oil as like an added insurance policy to your life is something that we've been coaching here for years, and I strongly believe that it has the power to change a lot of those factors that were on the health improvement list that I already mentioned. And so we're going to give you points every day if you take 2 to 4 grams of fish oil. And that's going to depend on your body size and what you need, but I don't want to make it too confusing. I just want to ensure that you guys are getting it in. And we have really, really high quality fish oil that we're selling here at the gym, so you guys don't have to go far to get it. And you can please come and talk to me about that. Or if you ever see Jackie in the gym, she's like the Pure Pharma representative in the area, and she can tell you gobs and gobs and gobs about the benefits of fish oil. And yeah, so fish oil.
Water.
Stress.